Hello everybody! We traveled to one of the most remote places on Earth, Greenland, from our cruise in summer 2025 on the Norwegian Star. In this video, we'll take you through the colorful streets of the capital city Nuuk. We'll climb the Watchtower in the tiny fishing village of Paamiut, and we'll sail through the dramatic Prince Christian Sound fjords. Throughout the video, we'll also provide some information we discovered that you might find useful when you visit. Stick around because the scenery in the fjords was amazing. Plenty of interesting wildlife moments as well. Our first stop was Nuuk, the capital of Greenland. We docked at the industrial port, which is a little ways out from the city center. Note that there are many local vendors that set up shop here. Here's a quick look at what some of the stuff they're selling. Instead of taking a taxi or a shuttle, which cost $20, we decided to walk to get a feel for the landscape.
At least it's not windy. Otherwise I would be. The license plates don't show it EU thing. It shows Greenland.
The walk to downtown Nuuk gives a great look at the local architecture. For example, these colorful housing blocks are pretty common. We did go inside and look around the supermarket. If you're interested in the prices and what they sell, see the description for a link to that video. Once you hit downtown, the vibe changes. It's certainly more modern than what people would expect. We even passed the old cemetery, which sits right in the middle of town. There's free internet right here.
How much are they?
These ones? These are 500 Danish crowns.
How much is that like in US dollars? Approximately.
Du kan tage et visitkort der.
Now you can't visit Nuuk without seeing Katuaq, which is the cultural center. The architecture is inspired by the Northern Lights. They also sell food here. Check out the prices. In Greenland, they use the Danish krone, so you would divide these prices by about 7 to get the dollar amount. 155 krone for fish and chips is about $24, and you can pay via credit card. Note that to go to the restroom here and most other places in Nuuk, you do have to pay. Kasuk. We also pop into a few shops. The local craftsmanship, like the bone carvings and fur products, are rustic and very interesting. Make for good souvenirs and gifts. Down by the water is the Colonial Harbour. This is the most historic part of town. You got the local museum, and of course the iconic red cathedral that you see in many photos of Nuuk. Greenland Museum, National Museum. If you walk down to the shoreline, keep an eye out for the Mother of Sea statue. She's submerged in the water, so you can only see her fully at low tide. It's a nice spot to just sit and watch the icebergs float on by.
Oh my goodness, it's ice cold.
Day 2 brought us to Paamiut, a quaint little fishing village. Since there's no cruise pier, just a dock for smaller ships, we had to take a tender boat from the cruise ship. The ride-in gives you a really nice view of your cruise ship and the surroundings, including some old vessels that have run aground. Paamiut is known for its foggy weather and its population of white-tailed eagles. It is much smaller and quieter than Nuuk. To get into town, you cross this wooden bridge that connects the harbor to the village center. This church is called Fredens Kirke, or the Church of Peace. It was built in 1909 in the Norwegian style with the red walls and green roof. We decided to grab a bite at Café Tamu. It's a community hub as much as a cafe. It was packed with locals and ship passengers. We tried the Reindeer spring rolls.
Nice and crispy outside. I wouldn't tell. I won't be able to tell if it's like reindeer or not. Just like meat.
Yeah, it tastes to me kind of like beef.
Seasoning's good. Yeah, it does taste kind of like beef. I do taste, now I taste a little that little gaminess of reindeer maybe.
After the snack, we headed towards the Watchtower viewpoint. The climb to the viewpoint is an adventure in itself. It's not just a paved path. You're walking over wooden boardwalks and up some rocky terrain. So if you're trying this, make sure you have good shoes on. The structure at the top is actually an old watchtower, and you would go through the trapdoor that opens in the middle. But the view from the top was fantastic. You get a 360-degree view of the town, including the colorful houses and the bay. And we saw our cruise ship as well.
Is that what it's called? Paamiut? Yeah. Paamiut. Yeah.
I'm gonna open this trap door again.
Me? Okay, give him a second.
Making our way back down, we walked through the quiet streets one last time before catching the tender. The ride back to the ship was a little choppy, but it gave us one last look at this remote village before we sailed for the fjords. Finally, on day 3 in Greenland, we reached the highlight, which is Prince Christian Sound Fjord Transit. The weather was overcast and a little wet. Definitely pretty chilly even in July. This passage is full of glaciers feeding directly from the Greenland ice sheet. The color is amazing, that deep blue. We also saw so many waterfalls.
There's so many things to see, right?
Even in the light rain, everyone was out on deck for the great views. In some parts, the channel is so narrow you feel like the walls of the cliffs are just right there next to the ship, so the captain has to carefully navigate around the icebergs. If you look closely at the smaller ice floats, you might get lucky. We spotted a seal just chilling on a piece of ice.
Oh.
Enjoy that first glacier. If you did, get ready because at around 11:30 we will be approaching our second.
Throughout the transit through the fjord, the captain or cruise director would come on the PA system to point out specific glaciers or waterfalls. You can listen from the open decks.
And once again on our port side, which seems to be the best place to be at right now. Look at this very, well, it's not a small one, but we call it a small glacier. The name of it is Sermeq. Now the way it's spelled is Sermikasik. Sermeq. Let me once again spell it for you. Which means lonely peaks in Greenland. They are mountaintops that once.
Here we reach the massive Sermeq Kujalleq, also known as the Southern Glacier.
We were supposed to come here the last two cruises with Kasuk because the entrance was blocked by ice. Big wall of ice. That's the entrance.
That's when you knew. Because you knew.
Just when we thought we'd seen it all, the fjord delivered one last surprise. The Kangerluk Glacier in this section were massive and even more blue. The captain rotated the ship so we can get a good look. The water here is very deep at 500 meters or 1600 feet.
With this beautiful, magnificent view.
Eventually, the narrow walls of the Prince Christian Sound opened up and we sailed back into the Atlantic towards our final destination, Iceland. Greenland was a bucket list destination for us, and seeing it by cruise ship was an amazing way to do it. From the busy streets of Nuuk to the adventures in the serene village of Paamiut, and later the epic fjords. It's a trip we won't be forgetting. So what do you guys think? Would you like to visit Greenland? And if you have, how did you like it? Let us know with a comment, and please do give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, safe travels, and we'll see you soon in the next video.